Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so this is not a review of the cards or even of the game. This is going to be a more of a basics on Tabletop Simulator. I've seen a couple videos out there of people playing Tabletop Simulator and not knowing how some of these actions work. And so these are going to be more geared towards sorcery and this particular table. But we do want to go over basic shortcuts, keys, how to do certain things to make your life easier when playing the game. So first and foremost is taking a seat at the table. Just change your color and you can choose one of the two slots. It's red because, well, see. And a couple other things to look here. The first thing I do, honestly, grab one of these dice and delete those. So how I did that was just like a Windows, you just drag and pull, and you can select multiple things. If you hit the delete key, you will delete an item. So if I hover over it and hit delete, it'll delete. If I drag and select multiple and then hit delete, multiple will delete it. Say I want to copy this, just like Windows, highlight it, Control C, Control V. Reason why we want to delete that is I don't know what the thought process was here. These are balls. They roll. Yeah. We're gonna replace those. That's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna replace those. So objects, components, and you can find a lot of different things in here. I usually just go to the go and I'll grab a white piece. Control C, create a component. Yeah, these don't roll. You can even flip them. F. You can grab the black ones too. I just think the white ones show up more on the board. Okay, that's my first thing. Yeah, let's change that. Another thing is, if you have different counters, you could probably get rid of this one. Good example. I believe. Like, if you have something else that can be a counter, you can do it like that. A lot of times these are just a little easier to deal with. Oh, so that's if you have it. If you don't, these are fine. You know, plus, minus. You can also type in your numbers. Oh, another thing to look at is this is your rule book. See here, you can go to the next page. It is kind of hard to read like that. If you click on this, it will pop out the screen. And you can just mouse roll. We'll change the pages. You can change pages this way. You can go to the end. You can go to the beginning. You can go up a page, back a page. Sit there to close it out. It'll stay on that page. You could also just hold Alt and just be able to get a quick look at that page. Alt is the same thing that you would do to enlarge a card or an object. Alt's very useful for when you roll dice. You can just Alt over it. You can see a large image. Also, the dice in this game will also tell you. It says 19 underneath it. Shows rolled a 19. But a lot of people like to see it, especially on streams and videos. So just hit an Alt. Also, if you're holding Alt, you can use your mouse wheel to make the item larger or smaller. So you want to make the card smaller or larger. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple other things. Okay, so let's look at the card. Now, I grab the whole deck. Normally, when you grab it, it only grabs the avatar. Again, if you select, you can select multiple things, including what's underneath and what's above. This is the Sorcery deck. Now, F is to flip over. Most of you guys have that down. So, to rotate, it's Q and E. And you can set that by here. 90 degrees is the industry standard. That's your tap, untap. Also, I suggest setting your lift height to as low as you can. I really am not a fan of huge lift heights, and I'll show you why. So, like, I want to drop this here. I'll hide it. So, like, I want it. So what you end up looking at is not the card itself, but the shadow. That's going to tell you where it's going to drop. If you just bring it all the way down, no shadow, and it's not going to collide with the other stuff, and it's going to drop it right where you have the image of the card. Much preferred, just something I prefer. Not required for anybody, but interesting little things to learn here. Obviously, shuffle is R, and of course, if you're rolling a dice, you can roll the dice physically through physics, or you can hit R. You can hit R multiple times. One time, or a couple times. If you have multiple dice, group them. You can shake to group them up, and then physically roll. You can also hit G. I guess G doesn't work on dice. Or you can hit, if you got them grouped up, you can hit R. Also, it will tell you each dice plus the total. So, not really a big deal in this game, but some games where you need to total up the dice, it'll do the math for you too. Okay, a couple other things to look at. So, so none of these have it. Water has it, where so yeah, water has, look at the top card of your spell deck, put it on, you may put it on the bottom. So, see, a lot of people do this and put it in their hand. Well, think about it this way. Say you have 5 cards in hand. By the way, to draw X amount of cards, highlight and press the number. So if you want to draw 2 cards, highlight and press 2 for 2 cards. But what I see a lot of people doing is they'll take the card off, they'll draw it, and then they'll be like, okay, I want to put that on the bottom. That's considered very bad manners, because what's to stop me from going like that? Oh. Now, again, you're probably playing with people who you know and stuff like that, but in general, it's bad form. So what you want to do is, okay, you pulled this off the top of the deck and you want to see what it is. Now, if you hit Alt, it just shows you that card. It doesn't show you what it is. If you hold Shift and then hit Alt, it will let you peek. Now, this eyeball will show up. Every player at the table will know that red player is peeking at this card. You know, can't go extra. But then you can look at it and be like, okay, nope. We're just gonna grab, drop. And to pick up the whole stack versus one, so there's This is if we wanted to pick up one. You're just going to click and drag quickly. It's going to pull one off. If you click and hold, it's going to pick up the whole stack. That'll count for any amount of stuff. So let's say we got all these out. Okay, we want to group these, so we're going to select them all, hit G to group. And now we have a group. And it even says how many cards are there. There's 5. We can pick them all up in a stack. Drag and drop. Tells us we got 32. Okay. That's some basic stuff there. Okay. A couple other things. These are your token cards. Okay. They're quite a bit smaller. If you wanted to make these bigger, if you grabbed them all, and then just hit the plus key, you can make them larger. Or you can make them smaller by hitting minus. And they made all of them bigger or smaller because we selected them as a group. Want to make an individual one? So multiple ways there. Now you can put them back in. Now they're going to be in there, not as a group, because we put them. The bags remember the state of the cards. Also, this is something that generally we don't need, but just. Okay. So one other thing here that I noticed about this table that I would change is, okay, well, let's first, with this, you can actually hit R, randomize what's in the bag. Notice it wasn't a foot person. So, frog on top, right? R, random, frog. So, even bags can be shuffled inside of them. Okay. I'm going to delete everything on the table. Okay, so this playmat is just an image. We can definitely see that there is thing underneath it. So objects, tables, custom rectangle. We can import this thing. Yeah. I worry about the playmat being put on there. Ah, there we go. Like, But for some reason, this image file, come on. Oh, so I'll show you a couple things on that. For now, it's fine, but I would definitely make this. I would make a new table and add and kind of just this a little bit, make it a little bit more seamless. That way you don't have things falling through. But if I take these in down here, it falls. The avatar falls through. And the reason why is because the physics of this is causing issues with playmat. That's how everything jumps when I pick it up. But it should be fine. But if you do have things fall through, try removing stuff from the table. You should be able to grab it. Hopefully you don't have too many things falling through. I've just noticed that I've had some issues. Oh, another thing is, say you have a game out, right? And you guys are playing, and you got a lot of applications out, and blah blah blah, and you gotta go, or you want to save the game. So, games, save and load. You can click save current game and change it to game with buddy. Sorcery. Save. I'll say yeah. Start playing something else. So you're like, oh well, I wanna play that game we were playing. Right here, just scroll through. Will not have as much clutter as I have. Trust me. Way too much. My TTS. There you go. Game's back up in that save state. Okay. Anything else we need to talk about, think about? So, I mean, this one's pretty easy. Click on the thing, whatever you click on will become the top card. So if you have stuff that submerges or burrow, you click on the city or the cloud city, and then it would be under, top, you know, whatever the item is. You can also lock things on the board. So say you do want to use these, you don't want it rolling around. If you highlight it and hit L, it is now locked to the board. Fortunately, you can't move anything else. L to unlock. Again, I wouldn't use these marbles. I would definitely use the go pieces. You can also use like chips, Lenius, Reversey chip. Say you did want to use the Reversey chip. You have a couple of them out. You're like, they're a little big. Make them smaller. No, make them larger if you need them to be larger. No, say you want to flip them all over. Select them all. Okay, say you deleted that and you're like, oh, I did not want to delete that. Okay, that does happen. Sometimes you delete a card and you're like, shoot, I did not want to delete that. Control Z. So, it is not perfect. This program is not perfect with Control Z. But most of the time, it will work. Especially if it's just one step back. If you're looking at going multiple steps back, might be better to see if you have a autosave for that period. Because Notice it brought that back, even though I deleted that before and then deleted these. It did bring it back more than just a particular action, more like a timed part. So careful with that, but definitely helps you there. Again, what I would do, and I'll actually just go through and show what I would do here. So, grab all of these. This. I don't need any other things. Grab them all. C to copy them. Verify there's copies. Then I'm going to delete that. Tables. Okay. Objects. Tables. Nope. First and foremost, first thing you're going to notice is, hey, this table's much bigger. I prefer bigger tables. It is actually a 4-player table versus a 2-player table like the other one. Got more room here. If we go others, see that we have a lot more other options. What I would do first, look over, tokens over. What I'm doing is I'm just sizing the cards up. Verifying everything looks good. It does appear that the lands are larger. It's okay. What's this? So let's take a look here. See? Things happen like that. You can Control Z. Now we'll get you back your card. It'll take a little bit. I'm going to reload all those images. Okay, now make sure you don't have anything selected. Go to hands. Delete, delete, delete. If you wanted to, you could make the left. I'm just going to do it. And then there you go. A lot more room. Things are a lot bigger. just for now, let's say you accidentally are now looking at a wrong angle. Hit spacebar, you'll return the default. And what you could do here is you can objects, components, grab a black light, maybe get some of those dice. Bigger. We want them to be a different color. There you go. And then what I would do is I would just save game. Sorcery, custom. This is why it's so cluttered. And then you can just come back here. Now, when they update it, when they update the main game, you will definitely want to come back here, update your game too, just so that way you have all the stuff. Let's make sure that everything looks right. Everything fits properly. There you go. Oh, a lot of people have it. So the default is not to have these cards popped up like this. Let me see if I can. There we go. Hand view. Change it to, and that will allow you to have. Otherwise, I think the default is this. And I think that's the default. Oh, nope, can't do it. The inhumanity. There we go. I just prefer it like this. So if you see my videos and you're wondering how did he get his hand stay up like that, that's how. Menu, configuration, interface, miscellaneous. Alright. I think that's going to do it all for this. Short little video just to kind of go over a little bit of things. Actually, it's not very short, but definitely want to make sure that everybody who's enjoying it on tabletop, since pretty much the only way we get a play physical card chat. Again, highly suggest you back the Kickstarter. Make sure you get the level that's appropriate for you, and really, enjoy having the physical cards too. But I understand the need for Tabletop Simulator. I make mods of Tabletop Simulator. I get it. A lot of my friends don't live in the same town as me. I grew up in, Portland, Oregon. Somewhere completely different. So, having a way to be able to play with friends over long distances is invaluable. And Tabletop Simulator will do that for you. As you play around with it more and more and more, you will get more and more used to it. Hopefully the video helped you with a couple little tips and tricks and stuff like that. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I will definitely respond and make sure that I either do a video response for you, or type it out. I'm a terrible typer. I don't do a lot of things in written form. I do a lot of things in video form. But other than that, if you want to find more of my stuff, hit like and subscribe here. When I stream on Twitch, I also do a multi-stream, so you will see streams pop up here, I do a lot of different things. I don't do a lot of card games, mainly because I'm co-host of a podcast and spend a lot of time doing card stuff there. Um, so I don't, I do more survival games, MMOs, but this channel is definitely going to have a lot more of the sorcery content on it. So I would definitely take a look at it, and we'll see you next time.